day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Prairie Banana back for another TitanX Essentials presentation. If you're new to crypto or new to TitanX, welcome. Hit the like button and subscribe. Give me just a second to make sure that I'm all set up. I am live. 2 viewers. I want to see my comment section. Excellent. 3. This is amazing, guys. Doing this for new people. So I posted a poll in the Telegram yesterday because I just did a TitanX Essentials yesterday. And the poll was, should I do this again or skip it, or, there's no value in it. I was being a little bit silly. And more than 50% of people said do it. Okay, so let's do it. Why? To empower people coming into the TitanX system to become successful. That's why. Because if you are successful, then I'll be successful and everyone's successful, right? So a little bit of time out of my life for you so we can all be successful. Good morning, Hexagon X. And to everyone that's here, 8 people. This is amazing. On a Monday morning, put a 1 in the chat if you're new, like you haven't seen this presentation before and you're here because you want the value that is in it. Put a 1 in the chat. If you have questions as we go along, put those in all caps. Just hit your caps lock, type out your question, and that'll help me kind of keep an eye on the questions. I don't suppose there'll be a ton of people here. Scott Brown, cool, welcome. There were 35 yesterday morning. Another 1. I like it. I like it. Good morning, Rivo community. So we're gonna just jump right on in it, man. I got things I got to do as well. So we're gonna run through this, but not too fast. And if Prairie Banana can stay on task, he will mention the things that he forgot to mention in yesterday's, which was some hyper stuff and some things at the end that I think are valuable. So I'm still drinking my coffee. Let me scan my list that keeps me on track. Get these tabs a little rearranged so that I can keep myself having my little list here. None of this is financial advice. And this is more like, you go to the restaurant, take your wife so she doesn't have to do dishes, and they give you chips and salsa. This presentation is that chips and salsa. If you want to get the main meal, sign up for Crypto GRFX's master class. He did it several weeks ago. He's in the process of, if I understand it correctly, of getting it up onto his website so you can use it there. And it's excellent. He really gets into the meat of it. So reach out to him. His contact information is in the description of the video. This is mainly for brand new people. I did want to say that, well, we'll get into that. So what we're going to cover today is security, what TitanX is, the white paper, some excellent sites that that are excellent tools, some strategies, my calculators, some that I've built, and then we'll wrap it up, which is what I forgot yesterday. There's some good stuff in the wrap up. Scott Brown asked why the sudden drop in TitanX price seems to have dropped massively recently. Well, there's been a lot of supply coming out, and the buy and burn has been, I guess, hasn't been keeping up with it. And we'll get into that. I think there was probably a big candle in the buy and burn yesterday because the price was down. So your price goes down, buy and burn can buy more. It's built that way on purpose. And take heart that I think we're going to see price go. This is my opinion. Then we're going to see price go up with the white paper and with hyper. And we got 10 projects being built on this protocol right now, or being built on hyper. And I think we're going to see some, just my opinion, I think we're going to see this price recover. So I'm not concerned about the price. What I am concerned about is accumulating, and that's like for the end. But right, security. Let's get right into it, guys. You need to be using a hardware wallet. If you're in crypto for any length of time, you need to use a hardware wallet like this. So you're doing your transactions off your computer, because computers can be hacked. This is separate from your computer. It's, how do you put it? It's like its own little electronic device. It cannot be, I hate to say it cannot be hacked, but it's not going to get hacked. And you do your transactions. See, they have those little buttons. See those buttons? So you make your approvals for your transactions here with these buttons. I like the Trezor. There's another brand out there called Ledger. I would not buy any other brands until they have credibility. Let other people get wrecked. I like the Trezor 1. The Model T is heavier. It's bigger. It has a touch screen. I like the buttons, and this one is cheaper. Only buy them from the manufacturer. And I'm not talking about their store on Amazon. Buy it directly from the manufacturer, because you want as least middlemen between you and your device as possible. For a soft wallet, I use the Rabby wallet. And if you haven't switched from MetaMask to some of these other wallets that are out there, I highly recommend you take some time and do that. I like the Rabby wallet. Say you're okay when you're transacting and you're doing more than just a small transaction. Some of these transactions in the bear market I honestly have been a little bit small. I did one recently with some of my TitanX stuff, and it made me nervous. Okay. And I'm getting into the habit of following a list of protocol. And one of those things is saying the transaction out loud, looking at your transaction and saying, hey, I am doing this, and this is, this is what I'm doing. Saying it out loud. They do it in aviation for a reason, because it's very serious. This is serious. In crypto, you're the bank. You hold the keys to the vault. And when you commit to a transaction, it's done. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything good? Um, it's done. And you are, I mean, people get wrecked. And if you're in a distracted environment and clicking, that's not a recipe for success. I've done it. I know other people that have done it. So be very diligent when you're transacting. Say your transactions out loud. Don't do crypto on a phone. I don't recommend it unless you have some coffee money on your phone. Now that would be okay, in my opinion. Use an MEV blocker. There's a link to one in the description. I did, when I was transacting last week, I forgot to ensure that the MEV blocker was on my wallet. It's active in my wallet. There's a video in my library of how to use the MEV blocker. Make sure that's active when you're swapping cryptos. Write your transactions out on paper and watch your wallet when you're transacting, especially when you're making big transactions. Watch the transactions on your wallet. For your seed phrase, I recommend storing them on stainless steel. I've done it. I literally bought an engraver, and I had the guys down at the steel shop cut little blocks of stainless steel, and I engraved my seed phrase on stainless steel, so they practically cannot be destroyed. Can I talk about the ETH price? If BTT goes shooting up, then ETH will follow. How will this affect TitanX? We'll get into that. Thanks for asking. Ravi is Chinese. Well, that's an interesting insight. Thanks for that. I still like it, but that is an interesting data point. Thank you. So that's it for security. So remember, security, TitanX Whitepaper, excellent site, strategies, my calculators, and we'll wrap it up. TitanX. What is TitanX? And it's good to have you guys in here. Madness, welcome. 9 people on a Monday morning. This is great. Why? For you. I hope you get a lot out of this. That's the goal. TitanX is a first cycle token. I am more bullish on first cycle tokens than tokens that have been around for a while. Let's take Bitcoin for an example. It's it's like the OG of tokens or of coins. And I mean, do we really think it's going to do 1000x this next cycle? All right. So my bet would be that the first cycle tokens would be more likely to do 1000x or 100. You know, the big X's. Okay. Hex did a 10,000x its first cycle. Think it'll do it again this time? You know, so it's first cycle token developed by Jake Sharp. And let me show you a picture. I want to show you this picture of him. Let's add Jake Sharp to the stage. There's Jake Sharp. Okay. That's just a picture I grabbed off the internet. He's the developer. TitanX is a leverage play on Ethereum. And to answer your question, Revo, when Ethereum goes up, TitanX will follow. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think if Ethereum goes, this is Ethereum. I think if Ethereum goes up, TitanX goes like this. I think something like that. I'm not positive. This is kind of the new person teaching the new people. Okay. I've been in crypto for 2.5 years, but I run with some people that are much more advanced than myself. So it's a leverage play on Ethereum. It's fair crypto. It was launched with no founder allocation, no, what do you call them? Investors, you know, that need to get their money out. The Jake Sharp, the developer, started his miners, his TitanX miners, just the same way you and I do. Okay. So it's fair crypto. You basically, what you do is you pay ETH to mine TitanX. You swap, you have ETH in your wallet and you transact with the ETH, the Ethereum, to start a TitanX miner or to buy TitanX. So you can mine TitanX and you can stake it. If you mine TitanX, you're going to earn TitanX. If you stake it, you're going to earn Ethereum, which is one of the beauties of the protocol. You stake it and you don't earn TitanX, you earn Ethereum. It is hyperinflationary. I mean, it is hyperinflationary. Who was it that asked price going down? That's because we are in the hyperinflationary phase, clearly. But it's going to become hyper deflationary probably this year. It's a smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain. The code was audited 3 times. The first time, the first auditor found 6 bugs. Second auditor found 1 bug. It was an easy fix. I got all this from Jake Sharp on stream. I just take notes. The third auditor was the most highly incentivized to find a bug, and he didn't find any. And Jake launched it on October 28th. Now, I need to make this part of my notes. In TitanX, numbers are a big deal, numerology and such, and the number 8 is very important. Let me just jot that down. The number 8 is very important, which is why it launched on 2/8. All right. And keep that in mind because we suspect that other projects like Hyper might launch on a 2/8 or an 8-day, something like that. Now, what we're going to do is review the white paper. Again, if you have questions, put them in all caps, and we'll move along here. And let's see, let me get the white paper up here. I'm going to share my screen. Now, just bear with the white paper. I was thinking yesterday of like putting it at the end, but then all the things that I want to explain to you guys, strategy and that kind of thing, would not make sense. So we have to get through the white paper. As boring, maybe, as it is. I don't care to read it to you guys, but it's so important. And when people come into the Telegram chat and they ask questions, guess what we tell them to do? That's in the white paper. Go read it. So we're going to read most of it here, and it doesn't take long. I am going to time it because I kind of want to know how long it takes. Perhaps somebody can remind me to mark my time when I'm done reading. So we're going to read about virtual mining, share my screen, add to the stage, virtual mining. And again, if you're new, I see 11 people in here. If you're new to TitanX and you're here for information, elementary, if you will, information, put a 1 in the chat. We've had 2 so far. Virtual mining. In Titan, you create your own coins. Titan is built. How are we doing? Audio good? You guys can see me? Okay. You create your own coins. It's built with self-custody. It's pure DeFi DNA at its core. When you go to the mine page, you can specify the number of days you want to mine for and the number of power you want your miner to have. The number of days you pick from 1 to 280 days and the power you choose determines the amount of TitanX you will get at the end of your miner. Now I'm going to skip a lot of the formula stuff. You guys can go back. There's a link in at app.titanx.win to this white paper, and you can go back and read the formulas and some of the stuff we're going to skip. But miners can be created in 3 ways, and they all do the same thing, just differently and easier for the user. A single miner will create a normal single miner. Batch mining, this allows for you to automatically create up to 100 miners at a time, saving you the hassle of having to create miners individually. We're going to see this in the DApp. This also uses the contracts miner function to create miners for you, so the outcome is the same, just multiplied by whatever number of miners you create. And then the mining ladder has been eliminated. It might be reincorporated later on. I'm not sure. Pay attention to the bonuses. Mining bonuses. This is where people get really excited, especially when we get down to the T rank. There is an early adoption amplifier which started at 10%. It's working its way down to 0% over 350 days. And there's the formula for how it's reducing. There's a burn bonus amplifier. So you can get 8% extra on your new miner if you've burned 80 billion Titan. And this bonus starts at 0% for new wallets. And the more they burn, the more they get, up to 8%. So this is to reward burners and acts like a loyalty program. The T rank bonuses. When you create a miner, you get assigned, or that miner gets assigned a T rank on that specific miner. And this T rank determines where you start earning rewards from. And as people start miners after you, they give your miner bonuses. And this T rank bonus starts at actually not 2,200. There was a bug in the code, not a bug. I think this was a typo, or he decided on this number later on, but it's actually 3,500 TitanX, not 2,200. And everybody's like, woo-hoo. Thank you, Jake. So 3,500 TitanX extra per max power miner that starts after you. So it'd be 35 TitanX extra per 1 power miner after you. And this is based on the mining power instead of T ranks to prevent whale abuses of the bonuses. In essence, this means you get rewarded for helping bring adoption to the ecosystem and helping it grow. Now, if someone starts 100 power miners, you get a higher T rank bonus. If someone starts 1 power miners or anything in between, you get a variation of that. Here's the formula. Mining power explained. Mining power determines how much TitanX you get per day in your miner. And it also determines how much Ethereum your miner costs. So if you're going to do like a full power miner, it might cost $500. If you're going to do a 50 power miner, it costs $250. You follow that? All right. Penalties. I'm going to skip some of this, formula stuff. There are penalties for not claiming your miner. And whatever end date you specify when creating your miners, you can claim. After that day, you have a 7-day grace period in which you can claim your miners and not receive any penalties. After that 7-day grace period, you enter the penalty zone, which looks like this. If you're 1 day late, you lose 1% of your claimable TitanX. 2 days late, 3%, and so on. You can see it there. Remember, questions all caps, please. There are limits. Due to blockchain, I'll read your question in a second. Due to blockchain data reading limits, each wallet can have a maximum of 1,000 miners and 1,000 stakes. If you want to create more, just do it on additional wallets. All right, and let's go to the question. Are whales that dump that have bought off the open market or from their miners reaching maturity? It's so the people that are dumping are the ones, in my estimation. I don't know if there's actually a way to tell, but the people that are mining, because I dumped some last week because I had some miners mature. I swapped it for Ethereum and started more miners, which paid everybody, including the miners that I have in the future. So not necessarily, I don't believe it's the people that have bought it off the market and that are selling. It's the miners, and that's actually how it's built, man. It's built to be hyperinflationary. Thank you, Tony. Welcome, guys. 16 people in here. This is amazing. Why? Because we just did this yesterday, and this tells me that there are people coming into this system that need a little help. That's why we're doing this. All right, mining ETH distribution. Sip of coffee. Okay. Remember I said that when you want to start a miner, you're going to need Ethereum. Well, this is what happens to this Ethereum. This is the cool part about TitanX. The Ethereum doesn't go to Ethereum validators, as much as it goes to us, the users. So to mine TitanX, people use Ethereum plus time. The Ethereum gets given back to the users in a variety of ways to support the ecosystem's growth, as seen below. And here's how it's distributed. So let's say you spend $1,000 to start some TitanX miners. 62% of that gets sent to the decentralized buy and burn smart contract to buy. And what this does, the buy and burn smart contract buys TitanX off the market via this pair on Uniswap, and it burns it. It burns it. And I'm going to show you this buy and burn and how much is in that buy and burn contract to buy TitanX off the market. So 62% of our Ethereum goes to burn Titan, reducing the supply, which increases the scarcity and in turn the value. 28% of the ETH goes to the payout cycles to pay out TitanX stakers based on their number of shares. So essentially 28% goes to the stakers. 7% of the ETH goes to the burn pool used to pay out TitanX burners. Remember, we read that in the virtual mining, how if you burn a lot of Titan, you can get a bonus, and 7% of the Ethereum gets distributed to those TitanX burners. And 3% of the ETH goes to a Genesis wallet. This is all done through smart contracts that users call and interact with using their own private keys. There is no central actor, authority, individual, group, or company doing any critical work whatsoever. It's completely decentralized, owned and ran by the users interacting with smart contracts deployed on the globally decentralized network called Ethereum. The daily update. Okay, I think we have two more sections. We're going to go through the daily update and then staking. So this has daily update has some pictures, which are great. Everybody loves reading a book that has a picture on every page. All right. The ETH cost per miners goes up. Now pay attention. This is interesting, and this explains why TitanX is hyperinflationary. You're going to see this. Okay, hold on a second. The ETH cost for miners goes up 0.08% every day based on the day before. Why did I emphasize based on the day before? Because That 0.08% based on the day before means that the biggest jump between between the ETH cost and the next day was from day 1 to day 2. And on the next one here, watch this. TitanX mineable per day of mining goes down 0.35% every day based on the day before. So the biggest decrease in the amount of mineable Titan was between day 1 and day 2. I think you guys can follow that. So this basically mimics the Bitcoin halving every year instead of every 4 years. The T rank bonus goes down 0.35% based on the day before. And remember, that's the 3,500. Then we get additional. And the share rate goes up 0.003% every day based on the day before. The share rate is how many Titan you need to have to buy a share in the staking pool. So this means that it always becomes harder and more expensive to get Titan for every day that passes. The general rule for staking and mining is today is always better than tomorrow. That's why this confirms my favorite quote: action trumps everything. Here are the start and end values of Titan. The daily upkeep keeps increasing and decreasing things until the minimum and or maximum caps below are hit. This will happen over a period of years. So here is a graph of the ETH cost to start a miner. And we started at 0.2 Ethereum. Right now we're at 0.1, and it'll just go up eventually to an entire Ethereum to start a miner, and that'll be in about 2,000 days. The supply mineable per day started at 8 million. Now it's down to in the very low sixes, and it'll go all the way down to 800 per day. So there's that graphed. The T rank bonuses started at 3,500, and this is graphed properly. And it'll bottom out at 0.22. And it looks like that'll take about probably about 2,000 days. I know. And then the share rate starts at 800 per share, 800 TitanX per share in the staking pool, and it'll cap at 2,800, and that's going up as well. Now, this is very interesting. Sip of coffee. Hold on. The cost to mine one TitanX moves up 55,000x. Here's how it happens. This is built into the code, guys. The cost per miner in ETH gets 5 times more expensive from 0.2 to 1. The TitanX per day per miner goes down 11,000x from 8.8 million to 800. Combined together, that's a 55,000 price floor increase on the cost to produce one TitanX. Since the share rate moves up 0.03% every day as well, from 800 to 2,800, a 3.5x increase. This, plus the thing above, means the cost to produce one share in staking goes up 55,000x times 3.5x for a total of 192,500x. And it's just in the code, guys. That's not financial advice. That's not a forecast of, what the price is going to do. That is what is in the code. We're going to cover staking. This is the last section. Staking to earn ETH. ETH payouts to TitanX stakers. You get rewarded ETH whenever a payout cycle triggers based on your percent of the total share pool. When you stake your TitanX, you get shares based on the current share rate. This share rate goes up every day. Minimum stake length is 28 days. There's that 2.8, guys, remember? And the max stake length is 3,500 days. And all share bonuses cap at day 2888. So you can stake up to 3,500, but the bonuses are capped at 2888. But if you stake out 3,500, you still participate in those bonuses. Okay. And here is how the rolling payout cycles. Let me introduce you to rolling payout cycles. In TitanX, there are payout cycles, 5 of them: an 8, 28, 90, 369, and 888 day payout cycle. Okay, and they are we're going to explain it. We're going to just scroll down and see. I need to refer back here. Let me do that real quick. Remember how the ETH is distributed? 62% to the buy and burn, 28% goes to the stakers. Okay, so back to staking section. So that 28% goes here, and 28% of that 28% gets added to the 8-day rolling payout. Okay, so every 8 days, if you make a TitanX stake every 8 days, you are going to earn Ethereum from that 8-day stake and payout pool. And 28% of the 28% that is used to start miners goes to the 8-day pool. 28% goes to the 28-day rolling payout pool, and 18% to the 90 and 369, and 8% to the 888. And it never stops. These cycles will pay out forever as long as people participate in the protocol. That's just how it works. So this means that sometimes 2 payout cycles can trigger on the same day. And it happened. It happened a few weeks ago. And it caused people people were taking their profits from staking and starting miners, which paid everybody that had miners T-rank bonuses. So it was off the charts. We were really happy. When you stake your TitanX, you get shares in return. The number of shares you get depends on the current share rate at the time of your stake, plus the bonuses. So there's a longer pays more bonus. The longer you stake for, the more shares you get, up to a 350% bonus at day 2,888. So it's capped. The bonus stays capped at 350, but you can stake up to 3,500 days to earn as much and as long as possible. The bigger pays more bonus, the more TitanX you stake in a single stake, you get up to 8% extra bonus on your shares, and that's capped at 100 billion. The number of shares you have compared to everyone else determines your percent of the ETH payout. So as people come into these, as people stake, your position in that pool will be diluted. So there's incentive there to continue to mine so you can earn Titan, so you can stake and hold your position or even increase it. So if you hold 1% of all the shares, you can get 1% of all the payout cycles triggered during your staking period. Penalties. You pick a date for your stake to end when you start your stake. Try to end your stake on that day. If you're unable to on that specific day, you have a 7-day grace period to end your stake in which no penalties get applied. Stakes are not allowed to be ended before 50% maturity. So you can't even touch it before it's 50% mature. After it's 50% mature, you can end it, but you're gonna pay a penalty. You're gonna lose 50% of the Titan. It gets sent to a dead address and burned. And then 50%, you get 50% of the Titan back. If stake is not ended for 1 week, there's a grace period. And after that end date, after 1 week, you lose 1% of your Titan per day until 99% is lost over 100 days. So yeah, let's not do that, guys. Set a calendar, some way that puts something in your life that you have to encounter to remind you about your miners and your stakes. Yeah, we're done with the white paper, guys. Any questions? Put them in all caps. And we're going to move on to, we're going to cover some of these. We're going to go over the DApp, and then we're going to go over these Dune charts. And we have some other stuff. Any questions? There are 18 people in here. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. I don't need a reminder. I look at them every day. I know, me too. Yeah. All right, here's the DApp, guys. app.titanx.win. This is where you're going to go to start a miner or start a stake. You might be asking, what's the best? Do I buy it? Do I mine it? Mine it is going to be your best bet for getting Titan, because you can earn way more by mining it as long as the price is where it is. And I have built a calculator to help with that, but it's too expensive right now to buy it, in my opinion, to stake it. I'm personally, and most everybody I run with, is mining this stuff. So you go to this page, and let's say you're going to create a single miner, and we're not going to cover everything in here, but we're going to kind of skim the surface. So let's say you want to do a max length stake miner, 280 days. You can do a mining ladder, do short. If you're going to do short, pay attention to your ROI over here. And that, you know, when you get down to the hundreds, it's getting a little sketchy. But you got to bear in mind that there are payout cycles, and when people get paid out in Ethereum, they're going to swap and start new miners. It's probably what's going to happen. But safe bet, 280 days, and that's going to cost $475 right now. So if you only had half that, you can start a 50 power miner. 237 bucks. You're going to get 650 million TitanX. The value of that, watch this, the value is worth $1,300 today. Here, and your ROI would be 461%. The market price of a TitanX is right here, 502. Your global T rank for this miner would be 246,551. You're going to earn 6.2 million TitanX per day. And that's not including the T rank bonuses, because the next guy that starts a miner is going to be paying you. And that you're going to get a 7.9% early adoption amplifier. And the next difficulty increase is in 19 hours, 32 minutes. I'm going to connect my wallet and show you a miner. Give me a second. 1 second. I hear this came out of China. I find that interesting. Okay. So when I started my first miner, I was like, where is it? Scroll down, silly. Oh. So I got to make sure I am out of the way. Okay. Here are the active miners. T rank, 7,262, 280-day long miner. I started at day 1. It's going to end August 3rd. Here's the power. The estimated TitanX. Remember, I started mine when you can mine 8 million per day. And the T rank bonus is 760 million. Juicy. It cost me 0.2 ETH, not more. The value right now is $5,000. So if the price don't move, I made a good move on that one, because it cost me like 380 bucks. The ROI is 1,000%. And then we're going to get into this, but you can share this on your socials. And look, guys, I mean, when I started this thing, I was like, August 3rd. Yes, it's not that far, but it's kind of far. Dude, we're 26% there. So don't be dismayed about 280-day miners. Just, yeah. Somebody had a question. If one stake and decides not to claim and wait for another 90 days to claim together, will you lose anything? If one stake and decides not to claim and wait for another 90 days to claim together, will you lose? Yes, you will lose the percentages. Just go back and look at the white paper. But yes, you need to claim your miners and your stakes on time. All right. You can create a batch. Oh, down here, you can see your claimable miners. All right. Any that are claimable. Oh, I thought I had one. I was like, and your ended miners. Okay. So there's actually a record of your old miners, which is really awesome. You can create a batch, and all that does is add an additional line here, number of miners. So you could do up to 100, and then you select your length and your power, and then you create it. So 100 miners, of course, is going to cost $47,000. Man, there's 21 people in here. I find this amazing. Where are you guys finding out about this? I posted it in Telegram and on Twitter. And are you guys new? I'm really interested. So if you can make a comment, that'd be great. Now here's the staking. We're going to go through all these tabs. There's the stake, payout, buy and burn, and these 2 tabs over here, more in tools. And then we're going to move on to the Dune Charts. Staking. When you are ready to stake, and I bought $50 worth of TitanX off the market like the first week. and staked it just to see how it works. So you need to have, actually for all of this to work, I need to have TitanX in my wallet. So let's just switch to another wallet. I made the stake from another wallet. Where is it? This one. Maybe this will work. No, I don't know that's going to. Yeah, I really need to have TitanX. But anyhow, you go here, you go to the stake tab, select your amount, the number of days, and stake. Okay, I'm just going to show you the number of shares, and then it'll be down here. And here is the stake that I started. It's 3,500 days. Here's the start date, the end date. Can you guys see this? And the TitanX staked, the share rate, and the value. Okay. Payouts. Remember I told you that you remember the 8, 28, 90, 369, and 888 day payouts. So when you have a stake, you're going to be participating in these payouts. So here's your total claimable at the top. And then here's the 8-day payout cycle. So we just finished one. And this number here is increasing because people are starting miners. And so this number here is increasing. My next 8-day payout, so far I'm up to 18 cents. 28-day payout cycle, I've got $7 in there. And all of these numbers are continuing to increase. Remember, 28% of the ETH starting miners goes to the 8-day and so on. In the 90-day payout cycle, 369, and the 888-day payout cycle. And there's a little countdown. It's cool stuff in it. This is a beautiful DApp. It's like super sticky. I agree. It's super sticky. Mexican X has been subscribed. Cool. You saw it on Twitter, Thomas. Interesting. Interesting. Did somebody like repost my post? Or did you follow me? If you could ask. You search on YouTube for TitanX, but heard of you from other influencers. Oh, that's neat. Thanks, Crypto Rhino. Interesting. Social media, man. Word gets around, don't it? Well, if you guys, this is for you. And for you to be successful, I keep adding. I'm tracking how many people are showing up to this. And we're up to 25. Staker payouts and buy and burn. So to be distribute into payouts plus buy and burn. You know, a little bit. Prairie Banana gets lost in the sauce on some of this stuff. But here is a very important aspect of the TitanX protocol, which is the V1 and V2 buy and burn. And here is the balance of the V2 buy and burn, $16 million. And that is there specifically for burning TitanX off the market. And you can trigger this. And I've tried, but I just couldn't do it. It's available to be triggered every 8 minutes. And you should do it. The reason you want to do it is so that you don't get, so that you can reduce the amount of, what do you call it? The term escapes me. But when you're swapping a big amount of TitanX, you want to use the buy and burn and do it in batches so that you don't, somebody help me with the term. You don't get wrecked. Okay. So that's the buy and burn. Under more, my favorite, okay, here is a link to the white paper, but my favorite one here is the stats. And under stats, you can see the TitanX, how it's being distributed. By the way, you can click on these and like eliminate them and add them, which is really cool. We've seen the liquid go down to as low as I think 5%, but it's always changing. And I speculate that the liquid is going to be going up when people understand what's coming with hyper. And so you can see the liquid is 8.45. 30% has been staked. And look at this, guys. 61% of Titan in existence has been burned, and it's all over here. 1.5 trillion is liquid. 5 million is staked. 5 trillion is staked. And then the penalties, user burn, buy and burn, 10.8 trillion. And when you swap TitanX, those fees also get burned. So that is under the More tab. Now over here we have tools. I like this. I think this is a brilliant system that Jake Sharp built. What this allows you to do is, if you're in everybody here's on socials, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, this is real-time data about the TitanX ecosystem. And you can literally say, let's go down here. There's currently $2 million in the rolling 28-day TitanX payout pool, and it pays out in 11 days. And you can click share and share it on your socials. That's cool. And that is under the Tools tab. Now there's Calculator. Oh, also in Tools, sorry. You can create a green border for your profile picture. And we have been having fun doing that. There's a calculator for, most of the mining stuff is back here under the mining tab. But I've been using this for the staking. It defaults to 1 million TitanX. I always automatically add 3, and I keep it at 3,500. And then you can see if you staked a billion TitanX, your next 8-day payout would be $13, 28-day $493, and so on. All right, guys, we are going on to the Dune Charts. This is the most popular one. It was made by Mike Dean, who's been a real blessing in the community. He's got a channel. The link to the channel is in the description of the video. So on his dashboard, you can see the contract day, 72, the number of miners that have been created, number of unique users or wallets, the amount of ETH that has been spent to create miners, and there is some user growth information here. We're up 48% over the last 30 days. No surprise, because people are hearing about this exciting new project. Now, this is one that I'm always keeping an eye on, which is the miner starts per day. Have a look at this, guys. Day 1, day 2. And then we kind of settled down a little bit for a number of days. Like the second week, there wasn't much activity. And then we started to see an increase. Now, this day right here, day 56, remember the numbers are a big deal, and the payout cycles. So this was the second 28-day payout cycle, and it was an 8-day payout cycle. So it was a double. And look at all the miner starts. Why would that interest you? Because if you had started a miner before this day, then all of the people starting miners here, you would get team rate bonuses from those miners. And here's today, 73 so far. It's interesting. I've noticed that a lot of miners get started on the weekend and at the payout cycles, because when the payout cycles trigger, people have Ethereum and they're inclined to either they sell or they hold it or they start miners so they can create their own, more TitanX so they can stake more. And somebody asked, why is there so much coming on the market? Well, yesterday was a huge day. It was $1 trillion. Was that our first? That was our first $1 trillion Titan day yesterday. Ooh, I did not realize that. What? Well, honestly, the price, let's go back to the app. I mean, the price has been in the lower twos for several days. And then yesterday, we had our biggest, minted day, and it's still in the lower twos. So I think that's amazing. It didn't like dump. It didn't. All right. Now this is valuable information down here. I know I scrolled past some, but if you're going to start a miner and you wanted to do like a shorter miner so that you could take your, miner costs you $500 and it's worth $1,500 at the end. Well, then you can create 3 miners, right? But you got to be careful where you plug it in at. You don't want it to be too short, maybe not too long, but then you also don't want to end it on a day where there's a lot of inflation coming out, other people ending their miners, because that would tend to reduce the price, right? Although I think we're seeing as a community that maybe does not quite matter so much. But You know, what I've done is I've plugged my miners in on low inflation days because then there's less supply coming into the market. The supply gets sold, drops price, drops my value, and then I can't swap for Ethereum because I'm on a restart miners. Remember, please put your questions in all caps, if you would, please, guys. But I'll answer this question. What % of your stake are you burning for hyper? I have that one test stake. How I'm getting hyper is, I might create some stakes. I might. Thank you for the idea. Sincerely, I might do that. But how I'm getting hyper, how I'm planning to, we'll get into that. But I'm stacking up Titan. There are going to be 2 hypers. It did go into the high ones. Correct, John. You are correct. Thanks for I appreciate that, my patient. Mr. Patience and more. Our names are funny. Okay. That's it for this one. Let's move on, man. I'm trying to keep this moving. Okay. As I predicted, yesterday was the biggest buy and burn day. I knew it because there was because the price was low. And this is the V2 buy and burn. And it burned a lot. It burned 606 billion Titan yesterday. And it's already burned quite a bit today. I wonder if we're going to exceed. It might be equal. You get kind of good at reading these charts when you watch them from day to day, but it's going to be close. But we burned a lot of Titan yesterday, which is amazing. Reduces supply, increases the value. It's a beautiful thing. And then, this is really the only thing that I use on this page that I look at. Take some time and look at these Dune charts. They're amazing, especially this one. This is the one I use the most, but this one is amazing in itself. Here's the price over here. Here's an overall view of the chart. And let's see. Ooh, this has changed a little bit. It has. What is this? It's the payout cycles. Oh, yeah, I like this. So the next day, 8-day payout is going to be on day 80. It's going to be in 6 days, 22 hours. Oh, this is much better. Who's the dude that did this? Cyber Diviners. This is an improvement. Guys, this thing is like 70 some odd days old, TitanX, and the dApps or the programs that are being created around it, they exploded out of nowhere and they're constantly being improved. This is an amazing ecosystem. Wait till we get the TitanX watch. I love that tab. The next 8-day payout date is, yes, that's what we like to have. January 15th at 07:15 universal time clock. And there we go. And there's 23 ETH in that payout. Dude, this is excellent. Love the improvements. And so on for the other payout cycles, which is 28, 90, 369, and 888. Now, once you get down here, you're looking at the inflation. Now, one of the things that I'm like paying attention to in here is this little black dot, because we can see the little black dot indicates whether the token is being inflated or deflated. And we've seen a number of times, as indicated there, that this sucker has been a deflationary token. I keep razzing my work buddy. I'm like, hope you love your fiat inflating continually. And then he's interested, but he will not pull the trigger on it. And then you can see the user burn, stake starts, stake ends. And what's this green one? Miner ends. So we didn't have a ton of miners ending. Or maybe this is today. Yeah, guys, just go back and review these. I think these are amazing charts. This is just an overview to show you what's available. And then, we got a big day coming up. Don't end a miner on August 3rd. Don't join the herd there. Might not be a good idea. I've got some other days for you guys to think about. And here's the total mineable Titan over the next 280 days, like from today on, 136 trillion. And you're going to need to know where this number is, okay, for one of the calculators in my calculator tab. And that's it for this one. So we're going to move on to, let me review. Hyper 1 is for liquid only. Exactly, John. Yeah, make note of this, guys. If you have liquid Titan coming out, you might be wise to hang on to it. Jake has stated plainly that when Hyper launches, we're all going to wish we had liquid Titan, okay? Wink, wink. Awesome stream. Some seriously good alpha. Thank you. That is why I'm doing it. If it's profitable, you're going to buy TitanX off the market to convert to Hyper. If it's profitable, why not? Lol, then continue to do so. I don't quite follow you, but yeah, if it's profitable, you might want to do that. I like the TitanX Codex Dune dashboard. Is that? Yeah. Got it. You got it. I got it. We are on day 73 and burned 10 trillion already. Cool, Thomas. I like that. Pesh Shetri T. What does that mean, dude? Or lady? Designed Thriver. Credit to Amnesia and Ted. 10x Ted. Oh, for this one? For this one, I gotta wonder. And what percent of my portfolio is TitanX? Well, let's just say it's probably what percent of my portfolio? I'd say it's like 70%. No joke. Why? And I didn't even input. I've input economic energy into much more economic energy into other projects, but I put in much less into this one, and it's like 70, 85%, maybe 80, maybe it might be 90% of my portfolio, but I put in a lot less economic energy into it. Yeah. So TitanX Calc, this is a resource for you guys. And the value in this calculator is that you can input the Ethereum price, the start price of TitanX when you start the miner, and then you can forecast. And then it's going to give you outputs. And a link for this calculator is in the show notes. Once you input all your information, you can log the miner, and it'll be down here. So you can, and then you can go back and create another model. And you can even include the T rank bonus. And the gentleman that built this, there is a video for learning how to fill all of these in. TitanX.watch. And then we're going to get into strategies, and then we're going to review my sheets, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. TitanX Watch, brilliant site. Love it. 3 tabs over here. There's a home tab. You can watch stakes as they're being created, and then a user tab, so you can put your wallet address and see your stuff. On the home tab, you're seeing miners be created. You got price up at the top. Here's the developer. Send him a coffee. If you don't want to hear the transactions being made, then click that little thing there. Love the colors. So here are all the miner starts. Now notice here, there have been 1,623 in the last 24 hours. Users, so 63 new users in the last 24 hours. 523 have been active, so maybe they started a stake or they started a miner, something like that. 10,000. There are 10,000 stakes, 105 new ones in 24 hours. And here's the contract day spent on mining, liquid supply spent on staking, buy and burned, mined, T rank bonuses, $1 million in T rank bonuses in the last 24 hours, staking rewards, and the buy and burn balance. Now, if you're interested in the inflation and whether it's inflating or not, you want to look right here. Okay, and here's the miner growth, user growth, that supply pie chart again, daily inflation, and down here you can see miners being started. So 2 minutes ago, this wallet created a 105-day miner. It's going to end April 22nd, full 100 power. There's the estimated TitanX, his cost, $467, and it values $1,300. Now, what's interesting is to watch people wreck themselves. That's really not fun. You know, this guy might actually, there's a reason to think he might actually come ahead. But he created 30-day miners. They're going to end February 7th. I don't know. He should, it's a little frustrating, but everybody's going to do what they're going to do. So his ROI right now is negative 13%. I think they'll probably pull out of it. But you can scroll down and see all these people that are starting miners, and it's pretty interesting, is it not? It's like TitanX is like one of the most transparent protocols I'm in. I think Zen is extremely transparent also. But then if you want to see stakes, this site is notorious for being a little bit hiccupy because a lot of people use it. And so here are the stakes. So 15 minutes ago, yada, 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 full length, ending, yeah, full length, man. He staked 456 million TitanX, $900 worth. Okay. And then he's gonna get paid out in the next 8-day and 28-day and so on. What is your strategy for TitanX and Hyper for max profitable? Great question. Let's answer that now because yesterday I was supposed to talk about some of that stuff and I failed to. So thank you for asking. Strategy. I started day one. I made long-term miners. I'm still making long-term miners because I want to have a miner coming out every month. I don't know how valuable that might be, one or more miners. I've done some medium term miners. It took me about a month, about 40 days to realize why everybody was excited about short term miners and compounding. So I'm working with Steve at Crypto GRFX. We jump on a call, a Zoom, and we have a conversation. He's like my advisor. And we talk about a plan to do my short-term miners. So like I started some short-term miners at the beginning of December. They ended on the 4th of January. And I input $2,700 and they were worth $6,500. As these numbers increase, I'll become more discreet, provided they increase. So on January 4th, he and I met and we're like, hey, this is like my gambling bag, if you will, because I already have miners, a little ladder, but I have a lot of long-term, not a lot, but I'm comfortable. So I would say 70% of my stuff is long. So I'm willing to take a little bit of risk, especially with Hyper coming out with this bag. So we're like, okay, let's go until February 17th, because between January 4th and February 17th, there are going to be 5 8-day payout cycles. And remember, when people get paid out in Ethereum, there's a good chance they're going to be making miners with those. And there are going to be 2 28-day payout cycles. And we're going to have the first 90-day payout cycle, which is on February 16th. So my miners end on February 19th. So they were like, the ROI on them at the time that I created them was 50%. And we're betting that there's going to be a lot of T rank bonuses in there. So that 50% should go up. I checked yesterday, they're 26%. I'm fine with that. It's probably gonna be a profitable venture. I hope, and I think it will. But we have this also that Hyper is coming out and other projects, right? But let's just focus on Hyper right now. And the first Hyper that comes out, we're going to need to have TitanX. We're going to have to burn TitanX to get this Hyper. Excuse me. And we should have a white paper. Soon. Once the white paper comes out and people realize that they need to have Titan for this first Hyper, then people are going to be buying Titan. That's what I speculate. Price go up, value of those miners goes up. The only the downfall could be if Hyper launches before February 17th. That would be a bummer. But I do have some other miners that are ending between now and then, several. So that's my short-term strategy and what I'm doing right now. I hope that answers your questions. What's your strategy for TitanX and Hyper for max profitable? Yeah. So these short-term miners that I have, I want to, so the ones I have ending between now and February 17th, I'm going to hold those liquid. I'm not going to remine because when Hyper launches, I want to make sure that if I need Hyper, if I need Titan, because Jake has stated that we will need Titan, I'm going to ensure that I have it because I want to participate in whatever I can to get a leg up. If any project on TitanX is a winner, if any project in the TitanX is a winner, that means the TitanX token itself will be a bigger winner. That is the beauty of TitanX. I agree, Branco Savage. I agree. Another question. Then we're going to move on to my calculators. I think you guys will like these calculators. Build them for me, for you. What happens if you don't claim staking because gas fees are higher than the payout? You got to plan for that. Hold some Ethereum in your wallet. You can do that. If Ethereum does a double between now and when you need to claim, we'll just hold some Ethereum in your wallet. That way it doubles. Yeah, I hope that helps. Kenny, thanks for showing up. I've seen like over 30 people in here. It's amazing, guys. Thanks for showing up. Like the button. Hit the like button. All right, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to review my calculators. And then we're going to wrap this thing up. So this is a staking yield calculator. This is a snapshot in time from December 16th. And if you staked 1 billion Titan for 3,500 days, what the yield would have been. Okay, for all of these calculators, generally speaking, I need to like move me. How can I move or remove this question? All of the like headlines and such are in green. The input where you need to input stuff, input values is in orange, and the outputs are in blue. So this was December 16th. 3,500 days is 9.6 years or 292 months. Here are the payouts. Okay, and I got these. You can input your own to estimate your payouts. Just go to the DApp and put in 1,3,500 days, and it's going to show you the forecasted 8-day payouts and so on. So the 8-day payout forecast for the next 8 day would have been $141. So there'd be 438 of those 8-day payouts for a total of $62,000, and so on for the rest of these for a total of $394,000. All of this is going to change. Please understand that. All of this is going to change because because people are starting stakes. When people start stakes, you get diluted. It's just how it works. So the average annual yield is there and the monthly yield right there. Next calculator, plan a miner. Now this is where you can go. I got this from Mike Dean. Follow him on YouTube and Twitter. His contact information is in the show notes. So day one, it would cost 0.2 ETH. You can mine 8 million a day. The EAA was 10%, 3,500 T rank bonus, and the share price is 800. That was 28th of October, first contract day. Okay, and now we are, where are we? Not that far. We're on January 8th. Now, cost 0.21 ETH. Minimal per day is 6.2 million. EAA, you guys can see this, okay? And we're going to get down to October. I'm going to show you that here in a little bit because there's a little something happening in October. I'll just go ahead and show you and then we can talk about it. Look at this group of payouts right here. 2 8-day, 90, 28, and the first 369 day. Okay, next calc. T rank bonus. If you want to track your T rank bonuses, you just plug them in here. Like today, put in your bonus. Just if you have miners, figure out what your bonus is, put it in here, and then put in the price at the time. And this calculator is going to, and when you do it the next cycle, whether it's next week or month, put in T-Rate bonus, it's going to subtract from there and multiply by the price that you input there and give you the value. And then if you do it over a number of weeks, it'll give you a total at the bottom. Freedom calculator. We all want to be free from, on our crypto. So what do you need to live in a month? Remember, orange is where you need to input values. What's your portfolio value now? How much you like to skim off the top to re-enter the next bear? Because you don't want to exit. I don't want to exit crypto completely. I want to re-enter. All right, and I'd also like to have some cash flowing other assets like real estate. And then expenses to last 3 years. So this calculator multiplies this value, the 5,000 by 36, and it gives you your expenses to last 3 years. It does not factor in taxes. So you would need to scrape off the top $2.2 million in this scenario. So your $50,000 portfolio would need a 44x. Okay, that's that calculator. Estimated T-rank bonus. Now there's a way to estimate if your miner has a track record of percent complete. And I really need to go back and show you guys that. Give me a second. I want to show you guys and kind of put an emphasis on this. See that progress 25.73? Well, you plug that in here and plus all the other stuff. Okay, the ones with the asterisks are your key information that you need to have in here. And what this calculator does is says, based on the percent of completion and the T-rate bonus that you have today, if it continued, this is your projected T-rank bonus. And then it gives you a total and then the value as long as you put in price. Okay. Position calculator. We all like to know where we are in the system. So you would get the total mintable supply from, I think it's this one. It's not this one. It's this one. Scroll up, Mr. Eric. Where is it? It's on one of these. There it is. 136 trillion total mintable over the next 280 days. So you plug that in. I did this a few days ago. And then the total staked, get that from the app.titanx.win and the total liquid. And then put, and this would be the total of all three of these. And then put in your total of mintable, staked, and liquid. And it's going to show you your position. And like this guy is a 0.07. Well, he holds 0.077% of the supply. That just means he holds 7 dolphin positions. He holds 7 dolphin positions. Here's a 369-day calculator. Developed this the other day, Saturday. And the idea is to leverage the payouts in October. Okay, so let's go look at this. Where was that? Oh yeah, I got to go back to this tab. Okay, I'm going to come back here. Hold on. Remember these payouts. So if you wanted to end a miner so that you could stake right here and then earn Ethereum through these payout cycles, I would want that miner to be as large as possible. I'd want it to have as much TitanX as possible. So I'd want it to be a 280 day. So I'd work backwards 280 days. And that's what this 369-day calc is going to help you with. If you wanted to start a miner that would end here, so then when people take their payouts and start miners and give you T-rank bonus, then this calculator is going to help you end that miner here. Okay, so let's go back. So what you do, double check my math. And here are the payout days that we're concerned with, and then you just work in the dates. remember the orange fields are adjustable and it gives you an output. And you guys, this is totally optional. It's up to you. But if you want to use this calculator, it'll help you determining, how long. You don't even have to use it. You can just do this another way. I was just having fun. Determining how to, make a plan a miner around that glut of payout days. And this is a fun 100x calculator. I am going to create videos for all of these, and then you'll just be able to watch them. But you input your bag value here, and then it's going to output some 100x, 250x, and so on. Hopium kind of moon mathy outputs for you. And then a recycling tracker. What I did is I built this because I had a 50 power miner that ended in December 24th, actually. And I created 3 other miners with it because I want to see. It's one thing to say, hey, I turned $200 into $5,000. All right, how do you do that? And well, this is going to help me do that. And I'll have to create an entire video to explain all of this. It's a little bit complicated, but it's here for you if you'd like to, maybe even to just build off this principle. This one is called buying time. I built this yesterday, and I have to recall what exactly I was doing here. Oh, it's going to show you like it's going to show, okay, if TitanX dropped to certain numbers, you could actually buy some, and you're buying time basically, because that would be this is the price where you could either mine it or buy it for the same price. But it gets a little bit complicated. So this first one here is for a 280 day. So it would cost you $474. This is the amount of TitanX you get. And here's the price that it would need to be for it to be equal to, and you could just buy it you could buy this number off the market. Okay. And here's the current price. That's what it was yesterday. And there's the difference in X's. The thing you need to bear in mind is that you can stake this TitanX, right? And then you can earn Ethereum to create miners. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky. And I haven't quite wrapped my head entirely around that. All right, let me get back on track here. All right, we are going to talk some I think we just I wasn't following my list and I got distracted. So let me go backtrack a little bit. But I want to look at the chat first. Okay, Mr. Patience and more. Is that a question? So if that all right, you guys just having a chat. Cool. All right. So if you have a miner that matures, you can do a couple things with it. You can sell it all. You can hold it all. You could put 100% back into new miners, or you could do a ratio, half into new miners, half into staking, or half profit, or a third profit, a third staking, a third new miners, something like that. Well, I like to work in ratios. There's a thing where you don't need to claim for 7 days, but like I want to claim immediately so I don't lose my place in line and restart miners. But you can let that miner run. Like the miners that I have ending next, like this week, I have one. I'm going to let it run until the following week because I am actually going to hold that one liquid. So I'm going to try to pile up, and I'm going to build a calculator too for that to see how much extra I can pile up, and that will be in here because I want to use that one for hyper. But you don't need to claim it for 7 days and just let that T rank bonus pile up. For staking, we're wrapping up the strategy stuff. Think hyper, because the second hyper is you're going to burn stakes for. And the beauty of the TitanX hyper ecosystem is that you actually have liquidity in your hyper stakes because you can burn them for Titan. So why would you, if you had a large bag of Titan, why would you stake it all because then if you wanted to burn it for hyper, you'd have to burn it all. Well, break it up into little stakes. And that's not financial advice, but that's just what I'm going to do. And we talked about that. We reviewed my sheet. I think we're wrapping it up, guys. Yeah. All right. But there are nuggets in this wrap-up section. You'll need TitanX to get hyper. Take profit during the bull market. Guys, don't be those people that were holding their bag of large quantity bag of tokens all during the bear that didn't exit the top. Let's exit responsibly at or near the top. Use an MEV blocker. Did I mention that? When you're transacting and swapping, make sure you use an MEV blocker. There's a link in the show notes. Focus on accumulating tokens and not the price. Make reminders for your stakes and miners. Delay send an email. Use Google Calendar. Handwrite on your calendar. Or just keep an eye on the DApp. But make sure you set a reminder. Get the word out about this project on your socials. Tell your friends. If you have any inclination to start a YouTube channel, listen, guys, I'm just a guy in his garage. And there are 36 people in here. Okay, get the word out, start a channel, be active on Twitter, Telegram. There's lots of new people in Telegram, and we need help helping those people answer their questions. Give this video to them. Let's see. Hold on. Get the word out. When you are in Twitter and you're making a tweet, put $Titan, pound Titan, and pound build on TitanX. Yeah. Actually, $TitanX, pound TitanX, pound build on TitanX. Okay. And that will help the algorithm draw attention to our project. So get a Twitter, start a YouTube channel, watch videos, anything to do with crypto or especially TitanX, watch it to 70%, even if you just mute it and let it go. Join Steve's masterclass if you want to really get into this project. I'll do this class again. I'm trying to get better at it and include more content. If ETH, here are some thoughts. If ETH doubles, the cost to start a miner will also double, and it'll also burn 2 times more Titan, because if there's $10 million of Ethereum in the buy and burn and ETH does a double, well, now there's $20 million in the buy and burn. And if TitanX goes down, it's just going to gobble up a bunch more. That's how it works. And here's doomsday scenario, okay? If the price went to zero, if TitanX went to zero, well, we just stake and earn the Ethereum in those pools, right? I got that from Richie B yesterday on the Twitter Spaces. We need to, why was this not in my, we need to go over here and I want to show you guys some resources. Hold on one second. Show you guys some resources in the show notes because it's valuable. 32 watching. Amazing, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe. Okay. Follow me on Twitter. Follow Jake Sharp on Twitter. Crypto Kindness, Mackenzie, Plan A. He does a Twitter Spaces and every week, and it's excellent. Richie B. These guys are all very active on Twitter. Steve at Crypto GRFX. Here's his contact information for the Master Course. Join us on Telegram. There's a link there. Here are YouTube channels that are covering TitanX. If you know of any other people I should include, private message me on Twitter or Telegram. If you have anything that I should include in the class, things I should exclude, any advice, by all means, let me know. But follow Crypto Kindness on sub to Crypto Kindness, Crypto GRFX, Mike Dean, Crypto Audit King, Smooth and Crypto does a daily. Honest Crypto is excellent. Genuine Real Mo, don't miss the verse, okay? Crypto Pride is unique. He pulls all the Twitter posts and he reviews them. Here are the links to those Dune charts. You can watch miners on TitanX.watch. Here's the mining calc. Jape Sharp, he does an overview of the white paper, which is really good. There's your deck screener. If you don't have a hardware wallet, there's a link, my affiliate link to buy a hardware wallet. Here's a link to the spreadsheet I used in this presentation, and there's a link to MEV blocker and tip jar address if you are inclined to do that. But guys, this is it. Let me check the chat. Let me check the chat for any questions. Make sure you find the correct. Yes, there is a fake page. Guys, I am the Prairie Banana, not Banana Prairie. I'm working on getting a blue mark. I just updated my logo, my image, so I can't do it for 3 days, but like probably tomorrow I should be able to get a blue check mark. And let me remove this. That's funny. So yeah, don't get scammed, guys. Never give away your seed phrase. Guys, this has been great. Thank you for showing up. 32 people here. That's amazing. We're going to do this again. Tell your buddies so they can hit the ground running and go have yourself a successful day. Thanks, guys. Bye.